Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new. Thank you. Leave a comment on your opinion on the matter as well. 10 Sun damage. There is nothing better than sitting in the warm sun, but it's important to be careful when doing this. Here are the most important sun damage to health. With the advent of the summer, it is important to know all the risks that sunburn can cause us, and to understand why it is so important to use sunscreen. Prolonged exposure to UV rays from the sun is considered the most dangerous and the most present in our area, and can cause serious damage to the skin such as premature aging, wrinkles, burns, sunspots and various types of skin cancer. And other problems. Sunblocking blasting is actually a defense mechanism by the skin to protect itself from excess radiation. When the skin is exposed to UV rays, it begins to produce melanin, which is the brown, oily color that appears on the skin. Darker skin already contains melanin, and therefore is more resistant to sun damage, and sunless tanning damage to it is much less than light skin. 2. Sunburn. Sunburn is a UV-induced burn on the skin. The burn leaves the skin red, irritated and sore. These minor burns affect only the outer layer of the skin, and last for a few days until weeks and eventually heal, but not before they cause the skin to peel off. But sunburn can be more serious. There are burns that reach the inner layers of the skin and reach the nervous extremities. These burns are more painful and last longer, and are also accompanied by painful blisters that should not be detonated because they are used as a source of moisture and to protect the area from external pollutants. In the case of severe burns and pimples, you should go for medical burn treatment. Heat from the affected skin can be mitigated by preparations that cool the place, such as aloe vera. If the burns are very painful, the pain can be alleviated by analgesics. 3. Wrinkles. There are many factors responsible for our skin wrinkles in old age, for example the force of gravity and the movement of facial muscles, as the oxidation process plays an important role. But the main and most influencing factor is the sun. Exposure to sunlight for years damages collagen fibers and the fibers responsible for the skin's elasticity, which cause skin wrinkles, sagging and the loss of its ability to return to its place after the severity or burning. Prolonged exposure to sunlight may lead to skin aging and wrinkles at an early age, and make a person look older than his age. 4. Differences in skin color. How fun it is to go home in the evening from the sea, take off your swimwear and see the skin color differences caused by the sun's rays in the woman, right? It is important to remember that prolonged exposure to sunlight can cause these changes, which may remain for periods and years much longer than the end of the swimming season. Exposure to sunlight also can cause changes in the small blood vessels located under the surface of the skin, which leads to the appearance of skin always reddened in these places. 5. Freckles. Solar burns are the small brown spots that begin to appear on the skin after the first exposure to sunlight, and they generally appear before the age of 5. People with light skin or red hair are more likely to have freckles on their skin. Freckles are usually hereditary and not considered a disease, unless they are exposed to too much sunlight. Then it may become cancerous. 6. Sunspots. Sunspots are brown spots and appear in the facial area after sun exposure. There are preparations that can make these spots more light, but of course it is always best to prevent them from appearing with sunscreen. 7. Age spots. Although it is called aging spots, aging is not responsible for its appearance, but rather the sun. They do increase with age, but this only happens because the more time the skin is exposed to sunlight over the years, the more it increases. They usually appear in the area of the face, chest, and hands. It is recommended to see a doctor and diagnose the absence of skin cancer. These spots can also be lightened with lotions. 8. The crust. Small red, brown, or skin-colored scales result from prolonged exposure to sunlight and usually form the first sign of cancer. It can appear in any area of the body, usually after the age of 40 but also much earlier. People with fair skin and hair are more likely to develop skin cancer. Signs of skin cancer can also appear in the area of the lips. This crust can appear on the lower lip, sometimes accompanied by cracks or dryness, and indicates a pre-cancer condition. Other symptoms that can occur are lip swelling and a clear border loss between the lip and skin. Dandruff on the face can indicate not only melanoma, but also carcinoma, a tumor in the tissues of epithelial cells that begins to divide without control. 9. Bowen's disease. Bowen's disease is actually squamous cell carcinoma. Cancer begins with an injury to the outermost layer of skin complexion, especially in areas exposed to sun damage. Without treatment, it may spread to the inner layers of the skin and even to the internal organs. 10. Cataract. Cataracts can occur due to sun exposure to the eyes. Ultraviolet rays can lead to clouding of the eye lens, which prevents the transmission of light to the retina. To prevent cataracts when exposed to sun damage, a hat and sunglasses should be worn when leaving the house.